This DMV humidity scam. Yeah. But on the very, very bright side, I was at work today. Oh, wait, hopefully Sammy wants to go out. I was at work today and I got really emotional because I was thinking about all of the time, energy, and effort that has gone into creating my course. And literally today, I was having a conversation with people about the importance of diversity in medicine. And it made me think about how I even got to this point of offering this course on my own versus doing it with a university, and what I want to say to anyone, but particularly those folks who are trying to and want to make a difference in healthcare, in medicine, in wellness, is that it is so incredibly important to understand the history and to understand why it might be difficult for some of your clients to trust you, or why it might be difficult for people to open up, or when you're giving them advice or you're trying to figure out a good path forward together, hopefully. There are so many things that go into one decision for so many people. And I think it's really important for us to consider that. And unfortunately, I just saw a video of, I think, a GYN office that was showing pictures of individuals and stains and all those things. And I'm like, this is why my course exists. Because if you don't understand, for example, how hygiene is cultural, if you don't understand how difficult it is for, in this case, I'll just give an example of how difficult it is for Black women to go to the doctor and be taken seriously, if you don't understand how difficult it might be for someone of the LGBTQIA plus community to go to the GYN, stuff like that wouldn't happen. And this is why it's important to have culturally competent and people who practice cultural humility, because that is so damaging to people. So I am going to try not to get emotional, but I will more than likely go live probably in around 7 or so, maybe 8, it depends. But I really want to share my experience with a lot of these things, namely with it being Sickle Cell Awareness Month, with Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up, and especially with a lot of pinkwashing that occurs as a result of that. I just want people to be seen, and I want people to have language to be able to say, this is why this is harmful for various populations. And I even talk in a module about rural and urban populations. And my parents lived in a rural population, and where they were in New Hampshire, struggle a lot with an opioid crisis there. So it was very difficult for my dad to get the pain medication that he needed to manage his cancer. So there are just so many things that are impacting all of us on a regular basis. And every time I thought about, well, I'm not going to get emotional, but every time I thought about a module, I thought about a person or a client or a potential client or a patient that I interacted with. And it is so important to recognize someone's humanity when you're engaging with them. And I think that is something that we as a society has not done a good job with. We are so busy hooting and hollering, fussing and fighting, that we can't even see that behind these screens right here, this screen, there is a person on the other end of it that is struggling with who knows what. Everybody could use a little bit of compassion today.